Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and welcome back to Stockport Waterside, or Stockport Freight Yard, depending on what you want to call it. I'm here for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think it's very picturesque, looking out across the river to Stockport over there in the background. We've got the nice road bridge here going across. We've got some train depot and train running on that side of the river. We've got trains running on this side of the river, although now I've said that, it's actually pretty quiet around here at the moment, although there is a train over there waiting to access the new bypass line, which is the second reason we're here today. Stockport was getting a little bit busy. We had a few trains piled up waiting to come through. So I built two new platforms. These two here, you can tell they're new because the platform texture is different to the old style over here. And then I built this bypass track because we do have some freight services that come straight through the station here and out the other side. So I wanted to do something about that. So I put this bypass track in, which does get very close here to the water's edge, but just about stays on the right side, which I think is pretty nice. Trains do come through here at a fairly slow speed, 26 miles per hour. It's alright, it's not too bad. Keeps them moving, that's the main thing. The only downside is they do have to wait their turn. And because of the way I've signalled it, trains go through... I could have used waypoints actually rather than signals. But yeah, trains go through this direction and then the next one in that direction will go and then the next one and then eventually it'll be the turn of the opposite. But it shouldn't be too big a deal. It's only really the livestock trains that go straight through without stopping here anyway. So hopefully... There you go. That one will start moving now. But yeah, today we're going to look at freight again. We have some good freight operations up in the north of the map here. Some dedicated freight. And I did the little joke in the last couple of episodes with the good traffic and the great traffic. Well, if I was to name this episode along those lines, today would be fantastic traffic. Because I'm going to try and get some more dedicated goods lines set up in the south of the map. What is going on here? I feel like I need to have this crossover here a little bit sooner to avoid this kind of thing from happening. Either that or I just don't let the livestock trains stop in that platform on the way down. It's probably not a bad idea either, actually, so we don't have to worry too much on the crossovers. I'm hoping this sorts itself out. I think it is just a case of trains waiting to cross over. I was saying that, you're still not moving. Because you only go into one of those platforms. Let's change that. So at Walsall here, you can also go into 4. What we actually needed here was 2 extra freight platforms at Walsall, which is doable. I would just remove this side here and increase the number, and then possibly extend this bridge a little bit. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I was about to say, which I guess, yeah, we will kind of do. It's the throats that normally choke up here, operations. Kind of the same thing over here, which is why I ended up splitting it into 2 separate lines, which don't even have a physical connection anymore. Yeah, anyway, before I waste more time, today is all about freight operations, and the goal today is to take this line here out of Ilchester to the south here, and instead of joining it up with the main line here and then splitting it off into the 2 branches here, I'm going to have a dedicated freight line that runs alongside but not necessarily connected to this set of main lines here. And I think first of all I want to connect Ampthill, Woking, Sleaford and then down to Manchester, because I think that will be quite lucrative. As you can see already, we have quite a lot of iron ore here waiting at Manchester. So we've already got the dedicated freight platforms here at Manchester. We could do with a third, maybe even a 4th one here. That's just, yeah, so that can be removed. The passenger platforms we can leave intact. And to be honest, I think I already know how I'm going to rebuild this. So I think we'll probably rebuild Manchester last, because I do know how that's going to go. But for, yeah, this section here, there might be places for like this bridge here, for example, where the tracks will be shared and then it will split off again. So like here, it will probably split off and the dedicated freight track will run this way along the river over to Woking. Now Woking, we do have freight tracks, but they're in the middle. So again, we'll rebuild it and we'll put them on the water side. keep the 4 tracks here, that's fine. We may even then be able to hook up some of this stuff as well using... interesting actually that that's already connected, but we don't have anything running from here. Yeah, very interesting. And then when we get to Amped Hill, we'll probably have a flyover or a dive under of some sort. It would be cool if we could connect the port here as well. Problem with that though is, where do you put the tracks? So I don't see that working, although that's connected to that. So maybe if we could build this all as one big station still, that will connect and we will be able to cross stuff over. And then on this side we have to be on the inside here anyway, I believe, to get a good line up to Tring. And then at Tring down to Ilchester, pretty self-explanatory. So let's start off here at Tring. The plan is to rebuild Tring Station so that all the passenger platforms are on the western side and then the freight tracks are on the eastern side. And there will be a grade separated junction here as well for the freight, where it won't interact with the passengers at all. I think the first thing I need to do is actually remove the freight operations that come through here, but I can't really do that because there's 3 of them. So you've got Petersfield to Tring. Okay, then you've got, what was it, Tring to Lowestoft and Tring to Woking. Now Tring to Woking, yeah, Amped Hill, Woking, that could get replaced. I think in future it's going to be an Ilchester to Manchester service anyway. So let's get rid of Tring to Woking with these really old trains as well. So sell that. And then manage line. Remove. Good stuff. Then we're going to do the same thing over at Woking, because I believe there's one that just heads down to Manchester. There is also Rugby to Woking. That's the livestock one, so that's fine. Did I check before if there's any other... So there is livestock there that could get brought down to Manchester if we could get grain up to here, and then that could be extended down to here. But the Woking to Manchester freight we're going to remove as well, because that is a waste of resources. It's barely making us money, this line, so good idea to get rid. Excellent. Right. So yeah, first things first, let's rebuild Tring. This is going to be a fairly straightforward job. It's mainly about just, you know, replacing tracks. So this one here, remove these. Actually, it's not going to be quite as straightforward as I thought, because that's a passenger platform in there, and I was rather hoping it wouldn't be. But never mind. It's fine. We can work on this. It's all good. Oh, that's the underpass there, clearly. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to remove this track here as well. But it's okay. I'm a bit worried about that bridge on the left-hand side of the screen there, which was built to replace the level crossing. So that could end up getting completely redone anyway. The depot here we're probably going to remove as well, because I don't see why we would keep that where it is. Let's remove this track first. I am tempted to include through tracks in this design. On the freight side, maybe. Possibly. But again, it's like, how do you incorporate that? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to need longer platforms here as well. So that's a good opportunity to completely redo this end of the station too. There we go, and then we'll remove these. Remove those. Just keep that train in a good location. Here we are. It went the right way. It's technically on the wrong track for what I want right now, but that's fine. We'll remove that as well, and then we'll remove up to there. Excellent. So yeah, first of all, we'll extend. Got to remove all these as well. That can definitely go. All these tracks here probably are going to go. We're just going to start again from scratch. So actually over here, also going to cut these back. The grade separation here is going to be very interesting. So obviously passenger and freight here are going to be separate, even though they were considered one station. So the freight platforms will be longer than the passenger ones, which means we probably don't actually have to extend the passenger platforms at all here. But yeah, the way this is going to work is going to be quite improvisational, shall we say. There we are. This road here could probably get upgraded now, but never mind. Okay. Let's get these in. So we're going to do this. Pop these ones in like so. And then it's going to be another passenger platform, which I guess we'll just go with this style for now. And in terms of passenger platforms, we could probably do with 4 here. So right now, the thing is you can only have, with the way that the design's going to work here, you can only have an odd number of platforms. So you can either have 3 or 5. I think we're going to have 5, just to give us extra operational flexibility, shall we say. And I probably should have built these electrified as well, but never mind. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And then we'll pop these ones in. So actually, this is looking a little bit better now with this bridge here as well, because I think we can extend the bridge to the south here and just build this connection further back, and that'll work quite well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although saying that, I'm a little bit worried about how many cargo platforms we'll be able to get in now before reaching the cap size of the station. I'm starting to think it's only going to be 3, which is not the worst. Freight trains are a little more flexible. Come on, game. Oh no, not the autosave. I try and keep the autosave to a minimum now, but yeah. I still need it. You never know. Sometimes the game might do a little oopsie. It's good to have it on, well, yeah, good to have it on, just in case. Because you never know. It's almost done anyway. As we get rid of more and more trucks on the network here, the autosave should take less and less time. It's mostly to do with, you can see at the bottom there, we've got 2,981 vehicles on the network, and I think over 1,000 of them are trucks. So once we start removing those, then things will get a little bit better. You can also see how long I've spent in this save, which is insane. 55.5 hours. Alright, if I can get 4 freight platforms in here, I will be pretty happy. I'd consider that a job well done. But we shall see. Cargo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which I believe means we can have trains up to 280 meters long. That doesn't sound right in my head, but I believe that is correct. It's 40 meters per, isn't it? So I think that's right. There we go. So we've got 5 passenger tracks, 4 freight tracks. That, I think, is pretty good. Next thing on the agenda then is we need to remove this. We do actually need to remove this too. And we need to rebuild this. So Town Street, this one, curve. Keep it flat. To be honest, actually, if I'm doing this, I might as well remove all this and do it from scratch. There we go. Okay, so the passenger tracks, you can see where they're going. Two that way, with a crossover so that passenger trains can pretty much access every single one. On this side, it's the same. I think for this, what I'm going to do is have these two here be the main. Parallel tracks, yes. And connect. There we go. I think that will work well. And then for this, I guess the way this will work is come out this way, around like this. Obviously, we want 2-track crossing here. And then you're going to come around like that. And then somewhere around here, you're going to come around like that. That, again, I think is fine. Which might look a bit dumb, having it all go back down to 2 and then out again. But I think, sans funny voice, I think this will be the best way of doing it. Especially if I then clip that. And actually have this be a 3rd rail here. We'll put some double slips in. And then have you run alongside and then out like this. And then you're going to come in like this. There we go. And then this one here is going to come out like this. And then I guess we're going to have one like that. I could, in theory, actually, let's just cut this a second. Could, in theory, have this run alongside like that, and then have this one come around and connect like that, and then over here. Probably not the neatest junction, it's probably not the tidiest junction, it's probably not even the best designed junction, but it's mine. I'm kind of happy with it, so we'll go with that. And then we do already have a cross there. So I think the last thing we're missing is one like this, I guess. Is that right? I'd say that's right. Yeah. Cool. And then you're going to be double slipped, obviously. And I guess you are. Okay, so what's messed up here? This one. Which looks fine to me, but it seems to have a problem. Could not connect all stations. Got 2 trains messed up, and we got 2 freight lines messed up too. But that's fine. I know where those are. Okay. Now, we do have another problem here with this road. We'll come back to this in a second. That was dumb. Don't know why I did that. Just connect you to there for now. And then bulldoze, bulldoze, bulldoze. And keep going all the way over to here. Lovely. So yeah, we'll have parallel tracks here. And that'll be fine. Right, so Tring is done. Now, we're already going to have grade separation, like I said, and it's going to come out this way, and then a pair of tracks is going to rise up and over, and then swing around, and then somehow end up at Stocksbridge. The more I look at that, the more I think, how the hell am I actually going to achieve that? It's doable. This road here might end up becoming a tunnel in order to make that reality. The other thing, though, is all 4 tracks for the freight here need to end up on this side of the main running line here, because when we get to Ampthill over here, they need to be on the west side. So again, we'll do some rebuilding. To be honest with this one, it's mainly a case of removing this platform. So I think here we're only going to need to remove this platform here, remove this platform here, and the space we've got left here. Actually, no, not quite. Not quite. So yeah, we need another track, which is easy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Platforms. So we need one of you there. We need one of you there. I suppose we could do it the way I was intending, actually. It should work. What's that? Oh, no fences. Interesting. 2, 3, and 4. And then if I go to Misk, I need an underpass, which goes there. And I need some roofs. One there and one there. Canopies, as they should be called. And then this is going to be the freight side here, which is technically a third passenger platform as well, but it's going to be dedicated to freight. Platforms, cargo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I could put a 7th one here, which I think is what I'm actually going to do, which does mean having to remove this and this and this, which is probably going to mess up how my level crossing actually works here, but never mind. So that, and that will have to go. Now Ampthill, we could probably afford to just make Ampthill 2 tracks for both. I guess that's fine. I might make it 3 though, just to utilise some extra space that we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what I might do then is have the pairs for each be the main running lines. So these 2 platforms here are the main freight ones, and then these 2 platforms here are the main passenger ones. And then have the one in the middle between them, that's technically a hybrid, be exactly that. So connected up to both the passenger and freight tracks. That could work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Alright, connect you up like so. Connect you up like so. We need to put the signal in, which I believe is this type. Could be wrong. Nope, it's that type. Excellent. Nice. So Ampthill mostly reconnected. A little bit of work required. First of all, we need to build the freight lines out, which aren't going to run strictly parallel. There's going to be a bit of a gap. That's not actually what I want to do, thinking about it. So I kind of want to make this all one crossing if I can. It appears the road doesn't want me to do that. Oh, there you go. So if I did this, fine. And then if I did that, yeah, no, it's not going to let me do it. It's going to have to be, maybe when I add the 3rd track in, it will let me do it, but right now it's not playing ball. See, I want you to be that type as well. That's a really weird shape on that crossing there. Okay. And then from here, I guess, yeah, you can mostly run parallel. Here it's going to get a little tight. What's the gap actually between here and Tring? Oh yeah, no, miles. It's a shame I can't do it quite how I want. Having 4 tracks here isn't necessarily a bad thing. Let's turn that off. Turn that off. If I can go from like here over to here. There you go. Now we're locked in. Parallel tracks on. Nope. Doesn't like it. Does it like it if I do this? No. But it does like it if I do this. And then you connect up. Yeah, weird. Cool. And then somewhere, if I start building from this end now. See, again, how am I going to do this? Because I need them to run out. Not quite like that, but have it be one crossing if I can. Which it looks like that will be. But then I also need it to be turning. If I did this, and then remove that one. And then here, I need you to be turning already. So actually, I need to remove this road here as well. And then, yeah, I need you coming around like this, but I also need you climbing. Let's go with something like that. And then this track here, I'm going to have you running parallel. Which I guess would be like this. And like that. So yeah, we have a bit of a weird structure going on here, because this track here is going to be coming over kind of like this. Let's do that, and then if I remove this track and this track, this is more like what I want. So now you come round and do that, and then from here, I think I can get you across and round like that. There we go. And then like that. Cool. And then on this side. Yep, that's not going to work at all. Good stuff. If I can make you do that. Now, if I can get this across. There. Good. Now remove. Where is it? Right, first of all, remove that piece. Now I need to remove just the one on this side. Oh man. Come on. Right. Let's get rid of that one. And then let's get rid of... Why is it saying construction not possible? That's very strange. From here, I should be able to go... What on earth are you doing? Game, what are you doing? I feel like it's built something it wasn't supposed to, and now it doesn't know how to fix that. Okay, let's do that. Because that does work. And then if I just remove this, I'm hoping... There to there. No. Never mind. Oh, I did not mean to remove all of that. Right. Put you back in. Up to there. That's fine. You in to here. That's fine. And then if I do that, that's fine. There. Excellent. Okay, we're back cooking with gas. Except that doesn't want to work. That's fine. It might have dropped down too much. That might be the problem. If I now do this. There we go. And then across. And in. Excellent. Make these double slips. Got there in the end. So yeah, this level crossing at Tring now is massive, and it's also got this stupid bit in the middle here. Don't actually know how I'm going to fix that, apart from replacing all of this with a bridge or a tunnel. which I'm probably going to do off camera. My favourite thing. Okay. Now we've got to keep this raising. Guess like so. Parallel tracks, yes please. I need to get it to a point, there you go, where it's about ready to cross these tracks here. But we're going to keep it elevated like so. Once we get to this bit here, we're going to first of all flatten out. We're going to second of all go onto a bridge. Sweet. And then at this stage here, one pair of tracks is going to come around this way. Like this. And we'll sort that out like so. The other pair of tracks is going to branch off and keep bending around, and is going to run up to Stocksbridge and beyond. For Stocksbridge, I think we're actually going to have a freight platform more here, and then it's lined up better with Lowestoft. I think that's probably going to be the way. But that's, again, for future me to sort out. Because right now, my priority is getting these tracks over this way. Let's come back to that one, actually. Because first of all, I want to do this side. So, build these along and across like so. Build these along and across like so. And then over here is where we're going to start looking at this section. So, I guess we could keep coming along this way for a bit. And then follow this around, I guess. Now what would be interesting is to see from here how easy is it to get across to there and what's the speed limit. So it goes down to 63, but that's okay. Can live with that. Right, so Tring to Ampthill is now connected. Brilliant. Next up, Woking. Oh, Woking. Why did you have to look like this? Because now we're going to have to do another flyover to get from this side of the tracks to the other side. I'm thinking, though, with the structure of the line here, I'm thinking basically this entire station here at Woking becomes just passenger. That's not the worst idea. Because Woking I can see being quite a major junction anyway. And then maybe the freight does just end up on this side, on this little peninsula. But then getting back across to then come across again. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do then at Woking here is we're going to destroy the entire station. Which does seem dumb, I know. We're going to build a new station. Buildings through station. We want it to be non-electrified. We want it to be 5 platforms, 240 meters with a footbridge. And we'll have a large building, because why not? Now I should be able to do, if I remove some tracks, basically a like-for-like replacement. Although it doesn't like that. There. Okay. Could be worse. Most, if not all of this then is going to have to go. And yeah. I already feel like I should have added another passenger platform, which I could still do. Just kind of looking at the shape of all this. Let's just remove some more of this. We can go right back to the level crossing here. For all of this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to add another passenger platform, and then we'll connect these up again. How are we doing for time? 35 minutes already, blimey. This might be a two-parter at this rate. Yeah, I'm just looking at the alignment here, and I feel like this bit here guess like that, and then these center two lines are going to go into the center two lines there. Yeah, that should be fine. So Woking's quite a major station on the passenger side of things, but I wouldn't say it was on the freight. So to have 6 platforms here for passengers is probably more important, because it's quite a major interchange point for that. But for freight, I guess up the line, Ampthill or even Tring would be a more major interchange. So this one on the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be more for freight. Even though it's connected to passenger, it's probably not going to be used for passenger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm working off the assumption here that I'm not going to be able to add as many tracks as I would like to. If I can, then it's not as big a deal. If I can do that and then still add... see, I can only have 3. Which I guess is fine. But what I'm going to do is build these 3 platforms, and I'm going to have bypass tracks. And I'm going to say that only trains that actually need to stop to drop things off at Woking will be able to do so. And then for everything else, they would just bypass the station using the bypass tracks. A bit like what we've got at Rugby with Rugby Annex. I think that's a good way to go about it. There we go. Woking. Right, yes. Hooking these up then. So we're going to grab that. You're going to go into there. Parallel tracks, yes. Good. Then I'm going to turn parallel tracks off. You are going to come down and connect up like so. This one's going to come across and connect up like so. And then we're going to have this one in like this. This one in like this. And then I guess... yeah, kind of like that. Sure. And then I guess another pair of speed switches here. We might have to use waypoints to get trains to actually go the way they're supposed to. Then we'll have another junction there. Slow and fast. And then if we do quad track in the future along this section, then, you know, it should, for the most part, be good and ready to go. Right, next on the list. This one. Swing around, bring her in. It's actually quite a slow junction here. Why can't I do anything with that one? There we go. Like so, and then again, this one. 51 miles an hour, that's fine, because all trains using that line are going to be stopping here anyway. There we are, and then for this one I might use some double slips actually. So if I bring this one across, there's a double slip opportunity there, and then something similar here. Sure. Like that. Like that. Okay. Now freight. This pair here is going to be the main line. Parallel tracks on. By main line, I of course mean the pair that aren't going to be going via the bypass tracks, which are going to be here. Flat. There we go. There might be a bit of a drop down, but that's fine. So these are actually going to be the main line. Now what I could see if I can do is build a flyover for this. That would be kind of cool if it would let me do it. Let's have a look. So if I was to build this along almost to the water's edge, but not quite, and then build it this way like this, Bear in mind that I'm going to need a flyover again further up the line anyway, so I'm going to build probably that one first. Or a dive under, actually, if it lets me do that. Without getting too close to the water's edge here, of course. Actually, if I do that from the get-go, or at least a little bit further back here. Let's do something like this. Dive, 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 dive. There you go. And then here, I might be able to just go straight underneath. Perfect. That's a collision, but this one works. So if I was to bring it back to there, let's choose a random tunnel type. And then here, start bringing it back up again. Yeah. And then see if I can make it parallel at some point along here. There we go. And then that's how we get into Amped Hill. Nice. That works surprisingly well. Ta-da! And then on the reverse, this way. So we're in the, we're in the 1930s now in this map. We can afford to be a bit more reckless with some of our designs here. I am going to take this back and make it not be in a tunnel where it doesn't need to be. So here, you can all be cutting. Which might seem quite expensive and dumb, but I assure you, having just this necessary section here as a tunnel will be far more beneficial. There we go. Right, now, tricky bit. So I've got to get this line up and over, and then down again to connect up. And already I feel like this is not going to work like I want it to. I don't even know what bridge type to use here. There's this one, but it's not going to be... Yeah, so I need to go up further first. Here. And then here. Curve it. Like that. And then here, bring it back round like this. Probably looks really stupid. But if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid, as the old saying goes. To be honest, this whole section here I can see already needing to be a bridge. There we go. And then just keep it coming down. And if it does reach, great. If it doesn't, then we're probably pushing until we get to the tunnel. Damn autosave. Okay, we're pushing until we get to the tunnel. That's fine. We can have a separate track here still. Separate track, separate tunnel. That's all fine. Now, I could just branch off here and connect up. That's an option. Let's wait and see what happens after this autosave. Or we just have it as a single track tunnel and then we connect it on the other side, which is probably going to be better. It's a shame there's no parallel track tool in this game like there is in City Skylines, because I really feel like that would be more beneficial. So if I branched off like this, and then had you come underneath and connect up like that. There we go. No, you haven't got too much slope. Don't lie to me, game. Are you kidding me? There's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, look. Telling me lies. So it looks weird. The shape of this, if I just remove that for a second. It looks weird, but again, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. So that's one side done. Now we need to do the other. Which, if I have this be parallel to start with, just so we can do some crossovers and stuff. And then when it gets to this point here, we're going to start coming back down again. Probably just elevated if we can. I guess that's fine. This bridge here looks really dumb, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to guess that's not going to work, so we're probably going to have to bring this over more this way and hope that we can get under here. There we go. And then here. Actually, what would have been, again, smarter is if... There we go. A little bit of a curve. And then somewhere around here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Probably one of the most excessive things I've ever built in this game. But, again, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. And then build this one across, like so. Okay. We'll do something similar on the other side, but there's a little bit less pressure on the other side. We've got more space here to do a crossover and things like that. And then Sleaford, again, I think we're going to build Sleaford's freight terminal a little bit closer to the water here. Maybe even integrate it with a dock, and then if we cut a channel through here as well, we can go sandwich to Sleaford, possibly. And then it also means here we can branch off, which the track is already set up for a junction of that type almost. Might have to move a signal, or maybe both just for safety. But if I snip there and snip there, and then do a simple cross like this, and then off like this. There we go, and then something similar there. Now we can go one there like that. Oh, one way, it's supposed to be yes. One there like that. And one here like that. Then we can hop up over the river and back down again. And then probably split into dedicated tracks again. But again, Manchester's about to get rebuilt. And I'm probably going to say the word again, again, and again. Many, many times. Right, so Sleaford. Let's build Sleaford. Cargo station. We want 3 tracks. 240 large. And I want to build it probably here. Like this. And I already have a plan for... Actually, let's future-proof this one already. Let's build it 320. In which case, I want it a little closer to the water. Here. Like that. Because I don't really want to rebuild this one if I can help it. And then we're going to build passing tracks as well. So we're going to go 1, 2, track, cargo, track, track, cargo. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we are. Because again, Sleaford is kind of an important track on this, but it's not the most important track on this. So having the passing tracks here will be useful. Because it will mean that freight trains will be able to go straight through the middle and not have to stop. It will mean we have to be a bit more careful with how we route freight trains through here, of course. So it might be more direction based. But overall, I kind of like this. I'm coming up to an hour on this episode, so what I'm going to do, once I finish building this station here, is I'm going to put a cut in, and then we're going to come back next time around, and we're going to finish this off. And then that we can get started on maybe down through Lowestoft and that way as well. So if I've done my maths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks, plus the 3 passing. And it means we can terminate trains here in both directions, which is nice. I don't think, yeah, I can't build any more in that direction. So, got to be a little careful with how we route trains and things, but for the most part, quite happy with this. And I do really love this dopey flyover. It's beautiful. The only thing I wish is one of these support pillars was here, but I might be able to add that in manually. It's fine. It's fine, and hopefully trains don't clip this either, because that would be kind of annoying if they did. But yeah, I like it. That means we can have freight trains thundering through here, going past Woking, and then also thundering through here past Sleaford. And then at Sleaford, or just south of Sleaford, we connect up to the main line here, and then we'll run basically duo track down to Manchester, where it will branch off again into its dedicated freight platforms. But I'm going to rebuild Manchester next time as well, so it's going to be 4 passenger platforms, maybe 5, and then, you know, 2 or 3. Actually, maybe just the 3 passenger platforms. Ow, just whacked my elbow. 3 passenger platforms and then 5 freight. That should make 8 in total, and I think that's about the limit you can build a station. So yeah, we're starting to get where I want to be with all this. Dedicated freight tracks for the majority of the network. Going back to Tring in the future, once we get this pair of lines here built in, swinging round, probably going to cut this way, so we might miss Stocksbridge initially, but if I built a terminal here maybe to cover Stocksbridge and Lowestoft, and then the freight can continue round this way, and then towards Boreham Wood, run this side of Boreham Wood, because these are all dedicated passenger anyway. At this point, I think the freight might actually go this way underneath the bridge there and come around this way, possibly. Saying that, it's a bit tricky. And then eventually when this track here is extended further south, which I think you can actually do just by removing the station building, you can then build tracks, which would be useful. Because it will follow the road at this point down to, well, follow the road this way, and then it'll cut this way to Withensea. And then the freight, I don't know what the freight will do at that point, to be honest. I also don't really know what the freight's going to do when we reach Sleaford here, because I guess it's going to split, and we can do the split here, so that one track comes down this way, the other track will pass over or under this one, over or under this one, and then we'll head down this way towards Bournemouth, where we'd probably have a dedicated freight station on this side of Bournemouth. And then from there, split again even, where one half goes this way and one half comes this way. Not a bad idea. And then meet up again over here. I don't know. What I do know right now, though, is the project to connect Ilchester to Manchester is coming along nicely. And then next time, we're going to hopefully finish it all off. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes as well, it's very much appreciated. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you everyone for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.